Are you keeping up with the whirlwind of events shaping America and the world in 2025? From economic upheavals to political shakeups, the landscape is evolving rapidly. Have you heard about the recent resignation of a top national security advisor? Or the controversial tariffs impacting global trade? If you're eager to understand these pivotal developments and their implications, you're in the right place. Before we dive deep into these stories, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Stay informed with our in-depth analyses and updates on the most pressing issues of our time. In the first quarter of 2025, the U.S. economy experienced a contraction of 0.3%, a development that has sparked widespread concern. Attributed this downturn to the previous administration, but economists point to the sweeping tariffs implemented under his leadership as a significant factor. These tariffs, part of the so-called Liberation Day initiative, raised the average U.S. tariff rate to approximately 12%, the highest since World War II. The Senate's attempt to overturn these tariffs resulted in a 49-49 deadlock. Leaving the policy in place, critics argue that these protectionist measures are disrupting supply chains and increasing costs for consumers and businesses alike. National security. Advisor Mike Waltz announced his resignation following a scandal involving the accidental inclusion of a journalist in a Signal group chat that revealed sensitive military plans. Waltz, a decorated Army Special Forces veteran and former congressman, had served in the role since January 2025. His departure, along with that of Deputy Alex Wong, has left a significant gap in the administration's national security team. Incident has raised questions about operational security and the administration's handling of classified information. In a significant diplomatic move, the United States and Ukraine signed a minerals agreement granting the U.S. preferential access to Ukraine's rare earth materials. This deal aims to repay the $175 billion in aid the U.S. has provided since the onset of the war with Russia and to foster Ukraine's post-war reconstruction. The agreement includes the creation of a joint investment fund with equal profit sharing and voting rights, pending approval by Ukraine's parliament. This strategic partnership not only strengthens economic ties but also serves as a counterbalance to Russian influence in the region. The Trump administration's immigration policies have come under scrutiny following the wrongful deportation of Gilmer Abrego Garcia to El Salvador, despite a Supreme Court order for his return. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem stated that Garcia would be deported again if returned, highlighting the administration's defiance of judicial authority. Additionally, the administration's nominee for the D faced criticism for falsely linking Garcia's tattoos to MS-13, raising concerns about racial profiling and due process. These incidents have intensified debates over immigration enforcement and the rule of law. President Trump has announced the establishment of a new Religious Liberty Commission, a move that has sparked discussions about the separation of church and state. Simultaneously, the administration's budget proposals include significant cuts to school mental health grants, totaling $1 billion. And reductions in funding for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. These cuts have prompted over 3,300 scientists to protest, warning of the detrimental effects on climate, research, and public health. The administration's stance on environmental issues continues to be a point of contention among policymakers and the public. The administration's aggressive tariff policies have extended beyond China, affecting trade relations with Canada, Mexico, and the European Union. In March 2025, the U.S. imposed 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, citing concerns over illegal immigration and drug trafficking. These actions have led to retaliatory measures and strained diplomatic ties. Furthermore, President Trump has threatened far larger tariffs if the EU and Canada collaborate to harm the U.S. economy, escalating the potential for a global trade war. Economists warn that such measures could disrupt international supply chains and increase costs for consumers. Vice President Kamala Harris has emerged as a vocal critic of President Trump's policies, delivering speeches that warn of authoritarian overreach and the erosion of democratic norms. Her calls for civic activism resonate with a segment of the population concerned about the administration's direction. Public opinion reflects this divide, with President Trump's approval rating standing at 42% at the 100-day mark of his second term, only slightly higher than his first-term rating. The nation's political landscape remains deeply polarized, with debates over governance, civil liberties, and national identity at the forefront. The events of early 2025 underscore a period of significant transformation and uncertainty in the United States. Economic challenges, shifts in foreign policy, and domestic controversies are reshaping the nation's trajectory. As the administration continues to implement its agenda, the responses from political leaders, institutions, and the public will play a crucial role in determining the country's future. Engagement, awareness, and informed discourse are essential as citizens navigate these complex times. As of the 100-day mark of President Trump's second term, its approval rating stands at 42%, reflecting public concern over various administrative challenges and policy decisions. Critics argue that the administration's approach has been marked by errors and a lack of accountability, citing incidents such as the wrongful deportation cases and controversial economic policies. These issues continue to shape public perception and the political discourse in the United States.